Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 4 of Let's Play Tyranny, Gold Edition. In the last part, I was outlining a bit more of our character, a bit more of Galaris' character, and I will be constantly changing him throughout the story as it feels right. He will grow and ebb and flow as a character, and that's what I'm going to try and do, but I will be making decisions that I personally, when I play this game, like, I don't really want to make that decision, because I don't like to make decisions like that, but I will be doing it purely because that's what he will do.
Yes.
So I'll be making decisions like that to make sure that ones that he would make. How did you do that? First looks, you have a quizzical expression. What are you babbling about? Don't be an ass. This is serious business. Back in the Argon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? It was nothing, really. Now is not the time to play coy. You spoke words that could lead to the deaths of hundreds. Take a moment to feel proud of yourself. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognition what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reasons to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. That's enough for now. Now we will be getting to know Verse and any other companions we come across. But I will be definitely playing a very brutal character. He will definitely engage in violence quickly if he needs to, but he's also an assassin, so he's very good at quick killing. And that's what I'm going to try and build with this character. Someone who's very good at doing a lot of damage quickly. Because that's the type of character I like. Now first things first, we need to speak to this guy. Fatebinder Glarus, am I right? I'm Curvies, commander and third generation disfavored. Specifically, I am Curvies the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I've just organised patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to the Iron Marshal if you've something official that needs discussing. What do you need? I've overheard that you're asking that AF Shaker where the reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earth Shakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of those most competent spell slingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you're at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. I could lend a hand. Could you? I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in time of need. I'll mark the last known side of our Earth-Shaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kyros' peace to the tears, while the scorched chorus bring only mayhem when they're awake. You can tell me the voice of the narrator had a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting for the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voice of the rat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. Well, farewell. We'll make sure we go get that done. And here is the Iron Marshal. Don't just cuddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. The Iron Marshal Erinus, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance at checking his footwork, you've lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. You need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Hall, and Little Tooth crossings. The Vendorian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concerted, three-pronged assault. I have no right to give you orders, but her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we will all die to Kyros' edict should we fail. So I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up the river, but at that point, everyone who charged ahead of us was lost. We had no chorus backup, it was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up in the river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the number we'll need to take this valley. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to discard our warnings? You can pass out the blame after the war. Only the Oathbreakers matter now. Quite right. Getting our emotion to the mix won't hasten this campaign. I will assist. Then our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we all know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honour us all in the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo Crossing. Assisting you will be Barik of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armoured soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge Bound weren't sloshed on a dapple seed when they fitted his armour. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and thus this armour doesn't exactly come off. Tactfully, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Erenuus signals to the hulking presence. Barik, come meet the fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
We're going to nod silently. Barik returns your nod, silent save for the creaking articulations in an alloyed carapace.
Barik, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendorian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I know him as well as I knew anyone during the conquest.
That can change. When the tiers are fully under our command, I'll take you to whatever passes for a watering hole in this forsaken country. We'll drink the local swill to honor the fallen.
Forget the fallen. I know a great brothel in Lethian's Crossing where we can watch something rise, then fall, then rise again.
The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push against the river. I figured an extra hand might help, and more importantly, if my worries come true, and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the honorable binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I asked that Barik accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Barik, you've been without a cohort since the last battle of Starwalt. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hand on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You are to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barik regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barik. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. Yep, I do mind, but I'll allow it anyway. If only so I can put a large object between myself and the enemy. She regards you with a perplexed frown. Barik is indeed here for your protection. If you don't find him suitable for duty, you are free to discharge him from your service. See, that's one of the decisions I don't normally make because I don't I do like Barik as a character. He's one of my favorite, but sometimes you just have to be a dick to him, and I am going to be making him a tank in this Let's Play. So he'll be going down the Sentinel tree, and he will be essentially being a massive defense. Like, he's going to be our defense. So I'm actually going to make sure I do this straight away. If we go to Barik now, we go here, and we're going to put him on Protector. So he'll only use abilities that come with the tree of protection. Now we get Eyeing Trolling, which is we use an ability we get together with Barik.
Right. So
we've got our missions.
Can't do that.
Apparently we can talk to him now. Nope, he just wants us to know that he's angry at him. Oh wait, so what about this stone shield? No, don't mind me just watching the troops. Well then. We've got our mission. We know what to do. So let's get going. Also, I like to have a formation where I like to control my formations, and I'm going to go for something like that. Just to give me some space. Oh, sweet. We can now unlock this. Now, we are going to be... ooh, an iron axe. Let's put that straight in my inventory. Now, we're going to be going back to the endangering ruins for now. So I can grab that one last chest. And your path is blocked by a small group of Vendorian guard. You can go no further until you deal with them.
That's far enough, fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitted traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendorian guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm.
Tunon sends us the Queenslayer. The old judge has a sense of humor, I'll give him that. You don't know me, but you knew my masters in their final days. I'm told that you and Binder Rogalis arranged for them to die in battle, rather than be fed to the voices of Nerat. A proper duel means something to my people. Thank you for giving my loved ones honor in their final moments. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a steady, ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. Now, there are multiple ways we could do this, but I'm going to do it the way that a assassin... See, the characters are complex. Like, he would... I know that he would do any... He wouldn't do this. He would glare silent, definitely. He wouldn't have these two. He wouldn't do this, but he would do one of these three. I'm going to glare silently.
I am Ebb of the School of Tides, and today I speak on behalf of the Vendorian Guard.
I advise caution, Fatebinder. Only thing more dangerous than a tearsman is an educated one.
Metal articulations groan as he tries to subtly move his hand towards his blade. In that case, let us deal with this troublesome gnat.
So much for words. Slay this cantankerous twat.
Twat. It's not twat, it's twat. Fucking hell, can't even say the word correctly. No, that's it. I'm pissed off. They can't even say the word right. The woman pounds her staff to the ground with one hand while furiously signing magical gestures with the other. A heavy mist spills from around her hand. The translucent fog quickly thickens into an opaque wall. The Vendorian Guard warriors burst forth from the mist, weapons drawn, but the Tidecaster is nowhere to be seen. Right, the guys can fight their own battles, but I just want to use
I am a shield wall unto myself.
I want to make sure I get some spells out quickly.
Take me if you can.
Sorry, the blow's going. That was a failure on my part there.
I'm not dead yet.
I do love magic. I never use it enough, but I think this is my first actual mage character, ladies and gentlemen, which is,
on it.
I think, something that's very interesting as well to begin with. Now, the Vendorian Guard is going to hate me by the time I'm done with them. Because I am never nice to the Vendorian Guard. They're Oathbreakers. No one likes Oathbreakers, let's be honest. Now, we also got a missive, so let's talk with the missive. The Will of Kyros. Galeris, word has reached this court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty you show in this declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our Overlord's War Masters, remember that Kyros watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overlord's esteem. Even now, the Northern Courts whisper that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon the decisions you make. Choose wisely. I'm going to thank for the advice. Archon Tunon, allow me to express my deep appreciation for this opportunity. Few in the Empire have the honor of treating with Archons, and fewer still of reading the empowered words of an overlord. I endeavor to always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. I remain in all things your faithful servant, fatebinder Kyros. Now, our guy may be very much be a massive dickhead, well, not a massive dickhead, but he may very well be aggressive. But even the most aggressive people know who their masters are. And they know not to mess. You do not bite the hand that feeds. Encounter in Vendorian's Well. You are following the road through an expanse of scrubbery woodlands, crooked oaks, and dry needle pines grasping towards the sky, when you catch the sound of children's laughter filtering through the trees. Hey, we could investigate the laughter. Abandoning the road, you make your way to a small tributary of the Matani sneaking through the sparse forest. There you discover a group of 4 youths gathered beside a small stream. 2 of the children sit on the rocks, poles in hand, staring patiently at the water. The other 2 are seated near a bucket, taking turns whacking eels along the ground to stun them and carving up the eel meat. Why would I threaten them? I'm just going to leave. Having stated your curiosity, you return to the road and continue your journey. Like, I know in this game you need to be very brutal in some parts of the game, and like I'm okay with that. Like burning down the entire like the Valium Citadel, I'm fine with that. That's just fine. But those children have done fuck all wrong, and I mean killing them would just be waste of time. It's pretty much the waste of time. That's the only reason I wouldn't do it. I may as well be a monster, to be fair. Well, that didn't sound comfortable. Someone fucking got hurt, didn't they? Let's quickly go get along here and go go up here. Oh yeah, Barik. Oh yeah, we can't change your armor. We can give you this though if it's better than your current weapon. It increases recovery, but it is technically better than your current weapon. That goes in there because it's shit. How are you with spears, Barik? Actually. Wait, where's spears then? I don't know where spears would go under there. Doesn't matter. Let's just move on. I don't believe there's any way to speed up the what's it called? Speed up the time or decrease the time.
Got it.
The verse is leveled up, which is going to be she's going to be leveling up a lot early on, and we do not have anywhere near enough lore for that yet. But let's give Verse a level up, and she's going to be leveling up the same way as me, near enough. With I'm going to be leveling up a bit differently. Like we're both going to be doing quickness, but I'm also going to be doing wits and quickness, because those 2 are the things that matter to me. And now she's a duelist, so I'm going to give her Mocking Iron. No, we're going to give her Killing Spree, I think. No. Fairy's Rush, there it is. I'm trying to give her abilities first, then I give her the like ways to be better at abilities. Let's climb down the wall and let's get ourselves to the chorus camp. Because a lot of the first couple of parts in this Let's Play are going to be really pretty much us talking to the chorus and that. And then there'll be a few parts where we just do nothing but battle and stuff. So it's there is very much like things to do, and we've got 8 days to the Kyros' Day of Swords. So I will happily say that that's definitely enough time if you know what you're doing. If you don't, well, you could very well fuck it up. But it's kind of, I would say it's hard to fuck up, to be honest. Though some people can still do it, so it's really all about how much you know about the game. So let's scout the outside. Ooh. Take another step and I'll pin your foot in the dirt. Ooh. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fist together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks at his gang, giving them a quick nod. I'm going to say nothing. And with the next battle being so important, all the more reason your warrior should follow me when the time comes. She lifts a lock of hair away from her face and with a bronze dagger. smiling wickedly as the blade hovers close to an eye. Then it seems we have another way about it. With a nod to his gang, he readies his weapon. I'm going to remain silent and let them fight it out. Come, who of you will be first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses her knife from one hand to the next. I can't tell who won that. Well, not one of the actual members of the Horde. Actual members. Both gang leaders died. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you weaken the Scarlet Chorus without even doing anything. I joke. I'm joking. I'm not. Like, legitimately is probably the way you do it. It's just... The Scarlet Chorus, they do a lot of that, so... Now, for a while, we will be... We're not the least leveled up. Like, Barik is obviously behind us in levels, but... these chorus ground state of business will get lost. You cheeky fuck, boys. The guard places her hands by a belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of the blade. Past this point, it's chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I'm gonna glare silently. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hunk of rust. What's he, she, maybe it doing here? I'm gonna step in close and push her down. Before she can draw her blade, you advance, place your foot behind hers, and give her a stiff shove on the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter from the other guard. I can't believe you sassed the fatebinder. You're such a stupid ponce. Didn't I tell you we had a special guest coming? The guard waves you in with a smile. Come on in, and don't let that ninny shitters encounter give you any guff. And that is why you do that, because it's funny. Literally no other reason. But unfortunately, we're going to have to end this part here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys next part. See you guys then.